Hello, hola, Marco. So, my shirt, as you can see, is a little wet here, a little sweaty. I just got back from yoga. Now, I don't know anything about yoga. I mean, I've heard a few things here and there. I've heard of hot yoga and other kinds of yoga, but other than that, I don't know where it comes from, how it originated, anything. Nothing. Okay. Now, so, like, I've lost 300 pounds, okay? And I want to see what else I can do besides CrossFit and personal trainer. So, have tried Pilates for like the last 2 months, and I like Pilates. Pilates is cool. I'm probably going to get back to Pilates. But I want to see what else I could do. And I met my Pilates coach at the CrossFit I go to. Also, at the CrossFit I go to, there's someone there that teaches yoga. And she recommended this place called CorePower Yoga. That's where she works. And I'm like, okay, let me do Pilates, and then I go try yoga just to see what it is, what I can do, what's it about, right? So, I finished my Pilates sessions like a couple weeks ago, and last week I walk into CorePower Yoga, and I talk to somebody, and I say, hey, I don't know anything about yoga. I've lost 300 pounds. I want to see what else my new form, my new body can do. And she explained a little bit about this studio, about the place. Apparently, they have hot rooms and really hot rooms, and like there's no room that's like regular temperature. So I guess it's hot yoga. I guess. Uh, and she also recommended that I go to Core Power One. So they have different yoga classes types. They have Core Power 1, they have Core Power 2 for I guess more advanced or intermediate level. They have a Core Power 3 apparently. They have Core Power Strength, Core Restore, various different kinds of yoga classes sessions. But for a beginner, Core Power 1. And if you go to the website, they have this 1 week free option. So I signed up for the 1 week free option, and tonight I went to the class. Now, before you go to the class, they sent me an email and they said, okay, bring a mat, bring a towel, what else? A couple other things, can't remember. And to show up 15 minutes early. So, okay, no problem. I go, I ordered a mat, but it didn't come in time. I don't know, shipping issues. Anyways, but because I joined for the free week of class, they gave me one to use for the class. Normally I have to rent one, but they give it to me. Um, so I go, I get my mat. They tell me to go to Studio 2. I go to Studio 2, and I have no idea what to expect. I don't know anything about yoga. Okay, the room is hot. I mean, like 90 degrees, I'm going to say. I don't know how hot it was exactly, but I'm going to say roughly around 90 degrees. But not too bad. Not too bad. I mean, it's okay, fine. Uh, and then people start walking in. I look at, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing? Hey, okay, yeah, okay. And they set up their mats, and I don't know anything. So I'm just like looking at people and say, okay, he's putting the mat down. Okay, so put the mat down. Okay. One other person grabbed a block, this little block thing, and like, oh, okay, I'll grab a block. Okay, no problem. Okay. I have a towel. I put it on the floor. Okay. And then after a few minutes, around 7:30 when the class started, the yoga instructor comes in, and she goes to the head of the class. And the room isn't that big. I mean, it's how big? I don't know how to say it. Uh, it can fit maybe, I don't know, 50 people in the room if they were like shoulder to shoulder. But there were like, I don't know, 12, 13 people in the room. So we had a lot. There was a lot of space. There was a lot of space. She goes to the head of the class and she begins going through the Core Power 1 session. I was completely lost. I have no idea what scorpion position, crab position. I know downward facing dog. I've heard that in memes. I've heard that. I know what downward facing dog is. I know what upper facing dog is. I know what warrior pose. I heard of warrior pose before, and like I heard the words. Didn't know what it was until I saw the class doing it. Okay, very confused, very fish out of water. But I tried. And I gotta say, the only other thing I knew about yoga is that it was stretching. It had a lot of stretching. Okay, and that's true. There was a lot of stretching. There's also a lot of core work, like almost like Pilates, muscles. Oh my God, core work and balance work, which is hard on my knees. There were some positions where I think they call it crane position. I was standing on one leg, and my other foot was up against my shin. That was hard on my knees. Uh, what else was there? There's another position where you try to put your left foot around your right foot and like crouch. That was hard on my knees. There's another position, pigeon pose. Pigeon pose. You're on the ground. You have your like left leg out or right leg out. Okay, and like a 7 type of position. I don't know how to say it, but that was hard on my hips. And I was sweating. I was sweating buckets. The actual workout positions weren't physically or like muscle wise stressful or particularly what's the word, fatiguing. The holding the positions was fatiguing. The core workouts was fatiguing. But the room being hot and then just staying in some of those positions for a while, it's like constant tension. So I wasn't like lifting weights, though, of course, besides this weight, okay? But like constant tension, being in certain positions, certain pose, that was hard. That was difficult. Especially for me, because my knees were not having it. Some people, there's something called a child's pose, where you're on your knees and you're like putting your basically stomach to the ground. No, if I tried that, my knees would snap. I could stand on my knees, but I can't sit down on my knees. It was really exhausting. At the end, by the end of it, I was really exhausted, really tired. But I also recovered quickly. Unlike CrossFit, where I do a particularly difficult workout, and on the ground afterwards, just breathing, trying to catch my breath, and then 10 minutes later, I sit up. Okay, and then 10 minutes later, I get up and put my weights away. Well, okay, doesn't really take me that long. But the point is, CrossFit wipes me out, and it takes me a while to recover. This got me tired. I was definitely sweating a lot, but I recovered very quickly afterwards. I wasn't like stressed or strenuous. Not like lifting is. I gotta say, I was very confused. I'm not sure it's for me. I'm not sure I like it or not, particularly because I don't feel like I'm flexible enough to be able to do various different poses. So I'm not sure what I'm getting out of it if I really can't do it. However, I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try and go to a few more classes, maybe give it a month worth of time, and see how it goes. Hopefully, I'll improve, because I can definitely see the benefit of it. If I can like stretch a little more, get a little more flexible, get into the point where I can do some of those positions without, my knees snapping, I think it has some value to it. I'm not sure, but definitely not just stretching. Definitely not just stretching. Yeah. Maybe next time, bring my own mat. Bring some water. Oh yes, that's what. Okay, bring a mat, bring a towel, and bring some water. Definitely bring some water. Definitely bring some water. Okay, yeah, we'll see. Okay.